this is plain text document. You're not going to see in this video. This is not clickbait. This is actually on the CIA site, and I will put a link below in the description so you guys can go over there and download this. But this came out a couple of days ago, and this is the full document. I'm going to try to read through. Now, if you're expecting all these beautiful graphics from when I tell this story and visualization, I'm not going to do that. My job is kind of to report things that we see out here as quickly as I can and get it to you. But this document is stating that UFO extraterrestrials turned a man to stone. So I'm going to briefly go through this. I'm going to read some of this and let you guys make a decision from there. This is kind of some biblical stuff that happened with this person turning to stone. That was when in the city of Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible. I'll try to put the Bible reference down below too. Basically, when the whole story that relates to a biblical aspect is when two angels came into Sodom and Gomorrah. They were trying to get Lot and his wife and his daughters out, and the angels were going to destroy the city because of how sinful the city was. There's a lot of stuff going on, really a lot. And at some point in time, I'm going to do a video corresponding to those two to see if these two relate. Doubt they do, but that's just the closest reference I can give to someone being turned to stone that people may know the account of. And basically, the angels were trying to get the Lot and his family out. Lot and his family was going out as the angels were destroying the city. They told them, don't look back. The wife looked back. She turned to a pillar of salt, stoned, etc. with that. So with that being said, this document here, and like I said, I'm going to try to read through this. I don't know a lot of the stuff that's going on with here, but you guys see at the very top, it says document 199 of 54. FBIS was probably FBI file. It's got a document number. It's unclassified, I guess. It's got a serial number. It says pass. The country's going to be in Russia. And the subject, it says, paper reports alleged evidence of mishap involving UFO. So they've put this out here. So if this stuff is coming out, in my opinion, this should be evidence brought to Congress. This should be the stuff we should be having in these UAP meetings. Why is this document out? So there's something going on with this. But anyway, I don't want to butcher too much of these names here. But you see, this says here, Ukrainian, 27 March, 93, page 5. But what makes this interesting, I'm going to try to read through this a little bit. And it's going to be hard. Like I said, I'm not trying to make this a super long video. I'm not going to do any visuals with this. But it says a reprint from the newspaper. And like I said, I don't want to butcher too many of these names. But it says Cosmic Revenge. First paragraph published in boldface. And then the text says, basically, they're going in 1991. The KGB, let me see if I can get this right. So I do apologize. I'm just now downloading. I'm reading this over the first time. So I'm skipping down to the first paragraph where it says the file contains not only many documentary photographs and drawings, but also testimonies, but by actual participants in the events. It says one of the CIA representatives referred to this case as a horrific picture of the revenge of. All right, I'm losing my place here. As a horrific event. This kind of gets cut off here. It says picture of revenge on the part of extraterrestrial creatures. A picture that makes one's blood freeze. It says according to the KGB materials, a quite low-flying spaceship in the shape of a saucer appeared above a military unit that was conducting routine training maneuvers. Like I said, I'm going to try to read this because it is kind of hard because I'm kind of reading from a distance. For unknown reasons, somebody unexpectedly launched a surface-to-air missile and it hit the UFO. That is so important. This document needs to go out everywhere. Jeremy Corbell, all need to get a hold of this. They launched something and it hit the UFO. It fell to Earth not far away, and five short humanoids with large heads and large black eyes emerged from it. This is so important. That's why I'm kind of reading this off. It is stated that in the testimonies by the two soldiers who remained alive, that after freeing themselves from the gerbils, the aliens came close together and then merged into a single object. Now, I'm trying to read this somewhat. It's kind of getting off, so I do apologize. Merged into a single object that acquired a spherical shape. It says that object began to buzz and hiss, and sharply, and then became a brilliant white. In a few seconds, the spheres grew much bigger and exploded by flaring up with an extremely bright light. At that very instant, 23 soldiers, here I am right here, 23 soldiers who had watched the phenomena turned into stone poles. Only 2 soldiers who stood in the shade and were less exposed to the luminous explosion survived. That right there this is evidence here. You don't need anything more than this. Take this document and run with it. This is like big news that needs to go everywhere. And it says down here, approved to release. I'm not going to try to go through all this, but I did want to get this out. Like I said, this is not a video where I'm going to do all these graphics and stuff like that, but I do want to do some more research on this. There is something down here that's blacked out, of course, in this last paragraph. The CIA representative stated, in the KGB file, if the KGB file corresponds to reality, this is extremely menacing case. The aliens possess such weapons and technology that go beyond all our assumptions. They can stand up for themselves if attacked, period. And then all of a sudden, I guess this is some dates that's marked out. This document is very important, guys. So if you can, share this video, share the document, put this out. It's going around the news somewhat. And let me know what you guys think in the comments, because this is pretty interesting and this is crazy. Like I said, I'll probably revisit this at sometime this weekend, but I wanted to get this out. You guys, as always, like, subscribe. Please comment below. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys later on tonight in another video.